Welcome to the B North Gippy podcast, and it's round 4 this weekend in the Yallourn North Gippsland Football Netball League. And again, there's some massive matches, and the ladder is starting to take shape. Going to be some big games this weekend, and they're all on a Saturday. I know a lot of people are keen for that, and the SportStream live stream match of the round this week is out at Sale between the 5th place Sale City and just underneath them in 6th place Glengarry, who had a good win last week over Churchill by 33 points. Going to be a massive weekend, and to help me dissect and go through all the games from last week and this week's rounds and the leading goal kickers, because we know he loves that, he's a big forward himself, it's a very warm welcome to Matty Mosley.
Good afternoon, Brad. How are you?
I'm fine, and I know you're in Traralgon right now. I was out on Tuesday in that area, Traralgon and Sale, and it was very, very wet. Is it still cold?
It is. It's still cold, and it's a taste of winter, which is nice. It's a nice change.
Yeah, we're not that far away. We've got another month of autumn to go. Hey, we better get into it there this weekend, Matty. Wow. There's a lot happening.
Starting to get a little bit interesting now.
It is. Before we go into this week's games, let's just have a quick look at last week's games. It started off on the Friday night, the game we were at, Anzac Day, where TTU ran out 50-point winners, 10-9-69 to Rosedale, 3-1-19. It was called off 15 minutes into the third quarter, Matty, because of lightning.
Never seen it happen in my 20 years of footballing. I've never seen it happen, but it was a bizarre night.
We've been lucky. We've seen some really good matches this season. This wasn't one of them, Matty.
No, it wasn't. I don't know if it was the light or what, but it was just a very average game of football at best. I
reckon it was the lights, and you know, TTU mightn't like me saying it, but I don't think that lighting out there is fit for night footy. I thought it was dangerous. I thought a lot of players dropped marks and overran footy. There were a lot of dark patches. I was at Sale on Tuesday night watching training, and the lights there were fine, and you could play night games under there, but there was no way knowing you should be playing night footy at Tyres.
No, I don't think so. Even though it looked quite good on the screen, but calling it was very difficult, and as you said, the skill level was well down, and I think that's got to do with the lights. It was.
Didn't affect young Riley Denovan for TTU. He kicked 3, and best was Mick Jacobson, who was superb. Denovan and Brawns, and for Rosedale, Spencer Fox got 2. Best were Barnett. That was Declan Barnett, McDonald, and Spencer Fox. You'd agree with the best there, I would have thought.
Yeah, I thought Spencer Fox, when he got the opportunity, he really took it by the scruff of the neck. I thought he was quite good. But as for TTU, it was your usual suspects, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Jacobson started the season off very well. We've seen him twice now of the first 3 rounds, and he was probably second best in round 1 and probably best on Friday night. Hey, the game the next day, Hayfield, they're going along their merry way at the moment. Hayfield were 15-10-100 to Yallourn Yallourn North, 10-9-69. 31-point winners, Hayfield. Gee, they're going to be a problem up forward. Brown 4, Manson 4, and Sheen 3. Best was Stevens, Vanderswart, and Humphreys, and Kehoe got 3 for the visitors. Best were Massis, who's having a good year for Yallourn North, McInnes, and Reed. Aren't they tough up forward to man up?
It is. Going by Yallourn North with McGuinness, he plays down back, so he must have done a good job on one of those forwards, and they still kicked 4 or 5 goals, Lee Brown or Darren Sheen. So it'd make it very interesting if he wasn't playing. They must have would have gotten off the hook.
Yeah, they look like a very good side, and it's not as if they played a side that haven't been travelling all right either.
Yeah, they're going to be a hard team to beat as well, Yallourn North. That could have been a preview of the grand final.
Oh, he's gone early, round 4.
Yeah, I really do. I think that is potentially a grand final game.
Okay, Cowar at home, 8-12-60 went down to Sale City, 13-16-94, 34-point winners, the Bulldogs. And again, your man, Keenan Hughes, just goes along his merry way. Kicks 7 of 8 in a losing side, Matty.
Yeah, that just shows his class, doesn't it?
Wow. Best was Hughes, Brown and Hector, who's had a good season as well for Cowar. Winless at the moment. Sale City Chad Evans got 4, Mitch Evans got 3, and Carstairs got 3, who's normally a backman, moved forward and he's their leading goal kicker at the moment. Best was the ruckman McGuinness, Tolner and Whitehill. But for Sale City, I can tell you, Matty, they'll have 5 changes, forced changes this week.
Something happened on Saturday, didn't it?
It was unbelievable. They lost 3 real good ones. Jaden Allison, who's been dominant in the early part of the season, he's got a fractured eye socket and cheekbone, so he won't play for a while. Mitch Evans is out, and he's been good. He's got concussion, and so is Noddle. So, and there's another couple, not too sure who they are, but there'll be another couple out of that side. So,
and they're long-termers too.
They are.
They're not just a rolled ankle or something like that. It's a couple of month injury.
Well, you got your 22 days on the standard concussion with 2 of them, and then, as you say, the fractured cheekbone and eye socket, that's a long time out of footy. Woodside, that was another big game. We weren't too sure who was going to win this one, and Woodside 11-13-79 defeated Yarram 7-6-48. For Woodside, O'Sullivan again kicks 4, Ryan Fote 3. Best was Dyke, Walpole and Jeremy Morgan. And for Yarram, Swift and Harrison got 3. Best was Pearce, Tom Matten and Munns. And I'm told Bodie Motton has an injury and won't play this week for Yarram as well.
That's a big out. That is a massive out.
Isn't it?
It is. Woodside just keep finding a way. Going by the scores, it took them 3 quarters to sort of shake Yarram as well.
Yes, exactly. Losing Bodie Motton will be interesting. The last game that we spoke about, we were both wrong on this one. We thought Churchill might get the money here. Glengarry, 11-10-76. Ran out easy winners in the end by 33 points. Churchill, 5-13-43. For the winners, Harris got 3, and he was named best along with Williams and Ryan. Kearns got 4 in his comeback game for Churchill, and best again, Fenwick having a good season. Blake Wykes and Hassel. So a bit of a surprise there, and maybe we're not giving Glengarry the credit they're due.
But what I do like with Glengarry is they're not the most talented side, but they give you a lot of effort, and you can't shake them.
No, that's right.
Keep trying, and that's probably their one wood. They play really well. They'll just keep trying and trying and trying, and they just keep going.
They certainly do. Hey, the leading goal kickers. Cowar haven't won a game, and they sit on the bottom with a percentage of 67. But Keenan Hughes is leading the goal kicking with 17 from Josh Swift of Yarram, 14. Lee Brown from Hayfield and Dean McDonald from Yallourn North are on 12. And Michael O'Sullivan from Woodside on 11. That's a huge effort from Hughes. Not only did he kick 7 of 8 on the weekend, but to lead the goal kicking sitting bottom and not winning a game is a huge effort.
It was. He's arguably the best player in the competition at the moment, I think.
Takes us into the ladder, Matty. And on top, Hayfield with 3 wins, no blemishes as yet on 12 points from 3 sides on 8 points, TTU, Woodside and Yarram. And then just inside the 5, Sale City on 6. And outside the 5 on percentage is Glengarry on 6th. And then Yallourn North and Churchill on 4. Rosedale and Gormandale on 2. And Cowar yet to open their account. Round 4, Matty. Let's get into some tips. And I can tell you I've hit the front on 11.
Give it time. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's very early. And I've always been known to go early and drop right off. Don't worry about that. The first game up for discussion, Yarram sitting 4th, taking on TTU sitting 2nd, but got to remember, no Bo Motton by the looks of it for Yarram.
No, which is a massive out for Yarram, especially against a side like TTU.
I'm going to go TTU, and how about you?
Yeah, definitely. I think TTU will get the points in this one.
Churchill are at home, sitting 8th. They take on Woodside that are travelling quite nicely, sitting 3rd.
Yeah, I think Woodside would be far, far too good.
Yeah, Woodside for mine as well. And the game for Sports Stream Live, the live stream match of the round out there, Sale City sitting 5th with 5 outs. That's a lot of outs, taking on Glengarry, who I don't think we've given enough credit for, who's sitting 6th.
Yeah, I'm still with Sale City. I think they'll give a lot of effort, Glengarry, but I think at Sale City, it's just going to be too much.
Yeah, I'll stick with Sale City. But
I'm not confident, though.
I'm not confident either, and gee, that I might be selling Glengarry short again, but I'm going to stick with Sale City. This is a big game. I know Cowar haven't won a game, but Yallourn North, you don't want to be facing them coming off a loss, and they're sitting 7th, Yallourn North at home to the 11th place Cowar.
Oh, definitely Yallourn North, and I think Dean McDonald knows Keenan Hughes' game very well, so I think he might have a bit of a harder week this week.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how they go. Some good goal kickers running around. Dean McDonald won himself. Gormandale sitting 10th. Take on top-placed Hayfield. The only thing they got going for them, that it is at home.
Yeah, it's going to be another tough day at the Boneyard, I think, for Gormandale. Geez, if they can keep it under 100 points, I think they'll be pretty happy.
Yeah, I think that's a good call, that, and that's what you've got to go in with, is some sort of positive and something to try and gauge yourself on. And I'm with you. I think Hayfield easily, but if they can get under 100 points, you're right. I reckon they'll be pretty happy. Hey, Rosedale have the bye. It's going to be a big weekend of footy. Really looking forward to catching up with you again on Saturday for the call. The ground, I got to tell you, Matty, looked absolutely sensational during the week at Sale. That bit of rain will just soften it up a little bit because we've got some good weather today, and then again on Saturday. It's going to be a warm one. Thanks for joining us again, and you keep yourself warm, mate, and keep out of trouble.
Yes, you too, Brad.
Would you like to partner the weekly Be North Gippy podcast? For more information on how your business can become a sponsor, simply email brad@sinbradmedia.com.au. Sinbrad Media is local football.
Welcome back to the Be North Gippy podcast. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to our next guest. He is a 4-time premiership player with Sale City and also a 6-time best and fairest with the club. It's the senior coach with Sale City, Jacob Schuback. Thanks for joining us, Jake. Big day here on Saturday. It's going to be the ground's magnificent, Nick. First off, I've got to say that.
Yeah, it is, mate. We've it's come together really well. The ground, we get lucky because we've had so good weather down here as well, so it makes a difference. And it's looking good out there.
So this bit of rain tonight will just set this off because we've got a great day Friday and Saturday. This will be unbelievable, and you've got a little bit of a calf, so you probably want it a little bit softer.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, the weather's going to be great again on Saturday, and running around out here on Saturday with nice weather is really, really good. And obviously the calf, it's one of those things, old man's injury, I suppose, at the age of 41. But no, it should be right on Saturday, hopefully.
It's been an indifferent start for you guys, an abandoned game before half-time when you're 47 points up. No one likes that. The second game, you're 4 goals up at half-time, still up at three-quarter time, and you lose that one. And then last week you have a good win over Cowar, and you get a few injuries. So tests a coach, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does, mate. Like I said, the first round, we were started really well, or 8 goals up or whatever, and then those circumstances, like you said, you don't want to see that in football, went down, so the game was abandoned. We only got 2 points. And then Hayfield, I felt that we played really, really good football. We lost our ruckman in the third quarter, and then the last quarter, obviously, they got 18-2 clearances, and that's where they sort of got on top of us. And also against Hayfield, we obviously had a couple of concussions come out of that game. And then again on Saturday we had another 3 concussions. Obviously Jaden Ellison was probably the worst one out of the lot, broken eye socket in 3 spots, which no one wants to see that in football. So hopefully the best for Jaden, and for our season going forward, hopefully injuries start coming good for us.
Jaden's form had been brilliant too early, hadn't it?
Yeah, Jaden was definitely in really good form. He was finding the footy, he was kicking goals, he was doing everything that we knew Jaden could do. Obviously last year he had injuries as well, missed probably 6 or 7 games with a hamstring, and then got to work in the pre-season and started really well. So.
Now, you're talking about yourself at 41 and a couple of older boys. Kane Martin, 36, still running around. I've seen him here earlier. He's in good nick too.
Yeah, Mars, mate. We were very lucky to get Kane come on board last year. Obviously, Kane's quality. What he's done at the Gippsland League and all that sort of stuff. To be able to have Kane as that mature head, just especially for our younger boys, they all look up to him, and just the way he goes about things is what the club needed. So really good.
You tend to be sharing the load up forward, as in goal kickers, in regards to goal kickers. You've moved the back forward. He's your leading goal kicker in Carstairs. And then there's a couple of midfielders bobbing up with a few each week. So was that a concentrated effort because you probably didn't have a key forward, or it's the way you've gone?
Obviously, Troy's always been a backman, and we knew that he can do things up forward as well. He's very versatile. And then obviously we've had Flynn Reid, who's a key forward for us. Other than that, we sort of, our rotations are all going from mids to forwards, so we've got quality mids that obviously rest forward, so they're kicking goals as well. But again, trying to get those pressure acts in the forward line is what's sort of helping us get the goals and that as well.
Speaking of Carstairs, there's every chance there'll be father and son playing today. Really looking forward to that. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so Troy's young fella, Declan, he sort of started playing with us as a 16-year-old, got opportunities. It's fantastic, Troy's 41 years of age now, and Declan's 17, just about to turn 18. Declan's definitely got some potential. Yeah. So I think that's a beauty story that they play most weeks together. That you don't see too many people out there being able to do that. So it's really, really good.
Another midfielder that's form's been good, Hudson Tollner.
Yeah, Hudson, again, Hudson's a really, really good story. Hudson last year was, you wouldn't say as committed as what he should have been, because I know the kid's got talent. His old man Josh was a quality footballer in this league as well. And Hudson really, really got to work. He hasn't missed a pre-season training, hasn't, missed a training. He's in the leadership group now, and you can see that as the way he's playing his football after 3 rounds is really good.
So it's a battle between 5th and 6th. Me personally, I reckon you're really stiff to be 5th. I reckon you should be higher. It's just circumstances haven't helped you. It's probably a real must-win now, isn't it? Even though it's early in the season, you just want to break that, get a bit of daylight on anyone that's underneath you.
Yeah, that's right. It is a must. Obviously, only being able to get the 2 points, round 1, and then obviously the loss to Hayfield. We've got to keep that winning streak going, and it is a must-win for us. That we can go into next week, 2 wins, half a win, and then obviously hit Woodside and see how we go up against them as well. So.
You've been around a long time, particularly this area with Sale and Sale City. Went out and had a look at, I love your plaques on the benches here, out on the deck, just standing there. And I think I counted four premierships have you been involved in here?
Yeah. So I come to the club in 2009. Obviously a fantastic family club. My brother-in-law and cousins and sister and all that was involved here. Won a flag in 2010 and 11 under Nick Hyder. And then under 2016 and 17 we went back-to-back again under Dave Piacenti, and that's the best part of football, isn't it, winning flags? And I wish I could give these young kids opportunities out here to play in one, because it's an amazing feeling.
Yes. Thanks for having us here tonight and again on Saturday. All the very best, and hope we're talking to you in the van at about 5 o'clock.
Hopefully, mate. Thank you very much.
Sportstream Live Gippsland is the streaming partner for the AGL Yallourn North Gippsland Football Netball League for season 2025. Live football every weekend. Sportstream Live is local sport.
Welcome back to the Be North Gippy podcast. Yallourn Yallourn North sits 7th at the current time. They've got 1 win, 1 loss and a bye, so they sit on 4 points, but a very healthy percentage of 270%. This week they take on Cowar at home, and it gives me great pleasure to be joined by the senior coach at Yallourn Yallourn North, Dean McDonald. Welcome, Dean.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Mate, I'm great, and it's fantastic to finally get in touch with you and have a chat. We probably should have done it before now, but I thought we'd do it right now. You've had a strange start to the season. You open up with a round 1 bye, and then you go into round 2 with Gormandale and have an emphatic win. Round 3, you lose to the top side, Hayfield. It's a bit of a mixed bag at the start of the year for you, Dean.
Yeah, it's definitely it's an interesting start to to the season. We've gone practice match, bye, practice match, bye, into Gormandale, and then we had another week off, and then into Hayfield. So, it's not the ideal start for 2025, but, what can you do about it?
As a senior coach, what do you actually do about that in the off weeks? Do you mix up your training? Do you change it a little bit than what you normally would if you're having some continuity of games every week?
Yeah, 100%. There's definitely, managing loads and stuff, and it kind of makes it a bit better in that sense, being able to do a practice match and then be able to manage loads for a week rather than going back to back to back and then into the season. That's good, but it's also you're a bit behind the eight ball in match fitness and whatnot. So because it's so staggered, So yeah.
So round one, where you have the bye, are you the type of coach? Do you sit back and just relax, or do you go and watch a game? The second week you had Gormandale. Do you go and watch them, or do you do anything where you just relax?
So I'm more relaxed with that type of stuff. We definitely have a lot of the boys like Barry, Burnett, and all those guys. They wander off and go and watch what they can and all that stuff. So I was actually busy on round one on the Saturday, which was fortunate I was able to attend a birthday. But the boys definitely get out there and have a look at different oppositions and stuff. So yeah, it's good to have that.
I agree. And I suppose being a playing coach, it makes it a little bit more difficult in the sense that not only you got a whole list to worry about, you've got to worry about your own form and your own setup for your own game. And a lot of people mightn't believe that or think too much into it, but you've still got to play and get yourself a kick, don't you?
Yeah, that's one of the things I was talking to someone during the week about. It's such a learning curve because you just, you're so worried about how your team's going and trying to keep everything in your brain for your breaks, quarter time, half time and stuff. But you're still trying to get a kick yourself. It's definitely I haven't mastered it yet, but I'm still it's a bit of a whirlwind, to be honest.
Well, you go into round two and it looked like you had mastered it. You start off with 11 goals in your first game of the year. You must have got some pretty good supply. I see Masseese and Brown and Climo and guys like this have been in some pretty good form for the entire year. But that first game, 11 goals. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I never go into games, with the mentality I'm just going to kick as many as I can. It just kind of happens on the day, and I'm always looking to pass off. Best option, but it just happens to be that day. Got some really good looks in a 30-meter, arc or so, and they just were coming off the boot pretty well. So we tried to get a couple of the new fellas some goals too, which is good. But just some days happens like that. Definitely not trying to kick as many as I can every game. So it's all about trying to get the boys involved.
Yeah, totally understand. You've got to have a good forward, though, the way I see it. And you come up against Hayfield the following week, which is last week, and they've got three pretty good forwards by the looks of it at the moment. How did you combat that? I mean, the new boy Sheen kicked three. Lee Brown, at his tender age of whatever it is, close to 40, he just seems to be like a fine wine. He's getting better with age. And then Manson pops in with 4. Must have been a bit of a headache.
Yeah, 100%. It's something we strive for, is to have a lot of options to go. I think that's the key to success for going into finals and stuff. That way they can't shut someone down. But yeah, definitely a headache. We've been rattled with a few injuries and stuff as well. So, trying to put the right people on the right person that week. We had a good long chat about it, multiple chats, and Big Brownie. He's just, I think he's 43 or something, so he's in some serious condition. He wasn't just up forward either. Like, he took an intercept mark in front of a couple of the boys down in the back line too, and he's getting clearances. And he's so tall and strong, and he's in really good nick. So
he's incredible, isn't he? He was even tall and strong at the top level. So at country level, he's going to be, that little bit stronger again. Going with that game, you're a goal up at quarter time, you're a point up at half time. They kick 8-3 in the second half. What do you put that down? Is it a few things?
Yeah, 100% a few things. Look, Hayfield, well coached, well drilled, discipline, and skill errors is what cost us. Didn't execute. Unlike Hayfield, they just, ran a bit harder, ran a bit longer, stuck to structure, put it in the right spots. And I think we just, failed to do that. It's a great learning curve. It's a bit of a, humbling experience coming off such a big win and then, rolling into the top side. So it's probably a bit of a wake-up call that we needed. So
it's a great way to look at it, and no doubt you've done that this week on the training track coming into Cowar, because obviously you can't take them lightly whilst they're still searching for their first win. They have looked good at times, and they still have got Keenan Hughes, who knows where the goals are as well.
Yeah, 100%. I never take them lightly. They always, hit the body hard. They always put up, a really good fight. And, this year, they're definitely not rolling over. They're kicking, they're kicking pretty big scores. So, fairly respectable scores. So, it's definitely something we'll have another chat about tonight. Thursday night on the track, and then, we'll go from there.
Looks like you've got a couple of good players in form at the moment, Dean. And one I wanted to touch on was Jai Massis. He's in really good form.
Yeah, Jai, captain this year. He's in absolute stellar form and has been since, day dot at pre-season. So, I just think with Jai, his attack on the ball is just, it's unwavered. And the way he brings everybody into the game, he's not a selfish player. If there's people running past, he'll give the ball and shepherd for him. And he tackles like a man possessed. It's crazy because he's not a massive bloke. But he definitely makes up for it on the field. So it's crazy. He just had a 50 disposal game against Gormandale.
Wow.
Which is, you still got to get the 50 touches. Like, you got to work pretty hard on a pretty hot day. So, he's in great form.
And you, as being a key forward, is he the type of player your eyes light up when you see him, when he's got a little bit of space and he's got the ball in his hands?
Oh, 100%, because he always takes care of the ball. That's something he prides his, he takes pride in. He always gives the ball by hand really, really well, and he always delivers the ball. It's really nice and lofty. He's out in front, right where you're moving at full pace. So, it's awesome when you see him bust a pack, which is quite often. He just puts it right where you need it. So, which is good for me as a key forward.
That's fantastic. All the very best this week against Cowar and for the remaining part of the year. Thanks for joining us on B North Gippy podcast, and we'll talk to you again very soon.
Thanks, Brad. Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Would you like to partner the weekly B North Gippy podcast? For more information on how your business can become a sponsor, simply email brad@sinbradmedia.com.au. Sinbrad Media is local football.
Welcome back to the B North Gippy podcast, round 4 this weekend. We thought what we might do is touch on some netball. We haven't done any netball this year. It's very difficult at times to fit everything in. But right now, we're going to talk to Director of the North Gippsland Football Netball League and the Netball Director, Rachell Waring. It's a very warm welcome to the B North Gippy podcast.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Brad.
Hey, it's good to have you on board, and it's taken us a month of these podcasts to get you on with the netball. So we thought we might start off with Rach. How's all the interleague tryouts going right now?
The interleague tryouts are getting all registrations through at the second. So we're sitting with 25 registrations for under 17s and 20 registrations for under 15s. And their first tryout is next Wednesday. So everyone who has registered we'll get an email in the next couple of days to go for the first training session.
Now, Rachel, I understand that the netball and the footy in the Interleague are on the same date this year.
Yeah, so this year AFL Gippsland come to all leagues and asked if we wanted to be involved. So the under-17s are having an opportunity to play the same day as the football carnival.
That's fantastic. Hey, now, it's North Gippsland's league's first year doing live scoring. How's that process been?
The process has been very long. So from the background, I have worked with Netball Connect to get it all on the admin side of things. And then we had a information session, which all the clubs attended, and great attendance from that. And obviously we've had some hiccups of, an iPad going flat and can't borrowing players, but the clubs have really adjusted to it, and it's fantastic that everyone can see the scores throughout the whole day and the games completed and the ladders are updated straight away.
That's fantastic. How do people actually access the scores via live scoring on match days?
So they just need to download the Netball Connect app on their phone, and then in their search for North Gippsland Football Netball League, and then whatever grade they want to look at, they select and they can look at through the whole time.
Well, that's helped me out a lot, because what we might do on the live stream days when we're doing around the ground scores, we might get onto the app, we'll download the Netball Connect app, and we'll be able to give live A-grade scores of the netball throughout the afternoon, which would be good as well, because a lot of people have been asking, but we didn't know how to do it. So now we do. Thanks, Rach. That's fantastic. Now, wouldn't be the same without going through leading goal scorers, and I've got them in front of me. And I've got to say, I'm shocked by the high rate of scoring of some of these players in the A grade. Cassandra Wass from Churchill, 99 after round 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Charlotte on 97 behind. So, some great goalers that we can see out in our league that are producing some great netball.
That's incredible. So, yeah, as you say, Charlotte Ronchi from Sales City sitting second, only 2 behind on 97. Then even Phoebe Richardson from Hayfield on 73. That's a huge score after 3 rounds.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you should have to be very happy with the way netball's going at the moment.
I am very happy, and there's no outstanding one team that's leading the way. You've got everyone in there that's leading the way, which is really great.
So that makes it for a great season, doesn't it? Because you just like turning up to the netball or footy or any sport, and you really don't know who's going to win.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. Hey, wouldn't be the same either if we had you on Be North Gippy podcast and we didn't do tips. So I'm going to get your tips for this week's round 4 games, and starting off is Churchill v Woodside. Who do you think here?
I'm going to go Churchill.
Okay, and home court. Now, it's something else I've got to ask. Football with wind and the size of grounds and different grounds and that sort of thing, there always is a home ground advantage. This might be a silly question, but is it the same on a court with netball?
Yeah, it can be with the ring. So, if a ring that your home court has a bouncy ring, you know where to hit. But in regards to the court, no.
Okay, but so there still is home ground advantage. Hey, Sales City take on Glengarry.
I'm going to go Sales City.
And Yallourn North take on Cowar.
Yallourn North.
And Gormandale take on Hayfield.
I'm going to go Hayfield.
Now, let's test how you went on Saturday night, because as you said, you can go to any game in the North Gippsland League right now and not know who's going to win. So it'd be really good if you get a couple of them wrong, to be honest.
Absolutely, it would be.
Hey, fantastic, Rachel. Thanks very much for joining us on the Be North Gippy podcast. It was great to have you on board. We'll try to get you every month, actually, and that way you can just give us a roundup how the month has been going of netball. Would you be able to do that for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. So I'll be in contact next month. And all the very best this weekend. And are you getting out to the netball this weekend? And if you are, what game?
I am getting out, and I will be at Churchill Woodside. That's because I play. So I'll be there for the whole day supporting both teams, and obviously playing. So hopefully I come away with a win.
Yes, good luck. Hey, all the very best. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you next month.
Thank you so much.
That's all we have time for this week in the Be North Gippy podcast. Thanks to Matt Mosley, Jacob Schuback, Dean McDonald and Rachell Waring for joining us. Going to be a big weekend. It's round 4 of AGL Yallourn North Gippsland Football Netball League. Make sure you get out there and support your team, and we'll be back next week.